and state their position concerning this question.
I'm Michael Houlihan, Chairman and Founder of Watson Electric Company. My other associates with me today are Mr. Thomas Priota, Eric Moser, Derek Townsend, Ryan Stumar, and Corey Dennis. At Watson Electric, we believe nuclear energy is a key answer for now and the future for our energy resources. For example, one pellet of uranium-235 is equal to 1,780 pounds of coal, 157 gallons of regular gasoline, and 149 gallons of oil. These statistics speak for themselves. We also believe that direct flow method is the safest, most effective, and sensible way to treat water used in a Watson Electric plant. It will help the poor people as well as everyone else of Central City. This way, new businesses will come to Central City, and a sense of economy and jobs will rise. Citizens Committee Save Serena Lake wants our organization to build cooling towers or a cooling pond. These devices are noisy, ugly, unpleasant, and can even be dangerous to the environment. Thank you.
State Industrial Association.
Hello, I'm Ethan Cruz, and I represent the State Industrial Association. With me today are Mr. Paul Gale, Mr. Nabate Metz, and Mr. Richard Leach, the Lieutenant Governor of the State of Rhode Island. We agree with Watson Electric's ideas for the direct flow method. It will provide many new jobs and bring many new businesses to the Central City area, as well as lowering the electric bills for the citizens and the many old businesses as well. It will also not affect the lake tourist industry. Thank you.
I'm Andy Goldman. With me today are Tara Priota and Stephen Carolian. We are the members of the majority of the City Council. We support the direct flow method because it'll make cheap electricity, bring in business, and we feel it won't harm the lake. Thank you.
Hello, my name is David Rush, spokesman for Citizens Committee to Save Serena Lake. With me today is Antonio Page, Gary Breslin, and Mrs. Phyllis Field, member of the Board of Regents of the State of Rhode Island. We are opposed to the discharge of heated water into Serena Lake. Serena Lake is already aging unnaturally fast, and studies show that heated water will make it age even faster. Thank you.
Thank you. Friends of the environment.
Before I begin, I would like to introduce our guests. First, we have Mr. Jeffrey Latham, board of WJRTV, and we have Noah, chairman of the finance department. Hi, I'm Simon Silva, and here with me is Greg Camacho, Kim Allen, Ben Riley. We represent Friends of the Environment. We are against Watson Electric Company of releasing heated water directly into Serena Lake. We feel that it is our duty to protect the environment and also believe that man can't go on adding heat to his environment without destroying it, so we strongly disagree. We feel that a new present power plant would not be needed and also believe that they are only using the lake to make money, so we accuse Watson Electric Company and any other supporting station of being irresponsible. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Olivia Brady. I represent the minority of the City Council. Today I have with me Danny Reese and Karen Sawyer. We are against the direct flow method of discharging water into Serena Lake. We want the power station to be built here, not as it is now planned. We have read scientific reports describing what happens to lakes when they are warm and what happens again to them. This data frightens us. We consider our duty to protect the lake. Thank you.
Thank you. Each group will now have 3 minutes to present their case. and answer questions from the members of the State Health Board. Watson Electric Company?
At Watson Electric Company, we are convinced that atomic power is the key to a vast new supply of cheap electricity. Our main goal is to provide the best service and enough electricity at the lowest possible price. Local people are using up more electricity than our present power station can now produce. Every year they have more appliances, and by the year 2000, 5 billion of kilowatt hours of electricity will be needed. The new power plant will take 5 years to build and will cost $125 million. It will take 1,000 workers to build. Material to build the plant will cost $20 million and will be purchased locally. It will bring $40 million worth of business into the community, new companies, the tax rate will go down, and tax revenues will go up. After the station is built, our company will pay taxes to the city. These taxes will be spent for roads, schools, and other improvements. We think nuclear power is the answer to the city's electricity needs because it provides low-cost power, there is a domestic supply, and ample fuel is available. It will not produce smoke, dust, or bad smells. Therefore, to provide cheap electricity for our customers, we think we should be permitted to use the direct flow method. It is the cheapest way to get rid of the waste heat, and it will not raise the electricity bill, and will not harm the lake. However, there are two other ways. Other groups that think we should build cooling towers are forgetting about the poor people of the community, because cooling towers will cost $10 to $25 million, and the average homeowner's bill will be increased 50 cents more a month. Cooling towers are also impractical. They create fog and are destroyed by winters. They are huge cement towers that don't blend in with the area. Cooling ponds. Cooling ponds are too big. They must be 2 square miles. They are also expensive. It would cost $2.5 million to build, to buy the land, dig it out, and flood it. Cooling ponds are impractical for the land. It is too hilly. It could cause mudslides, and it also will kill lots of animals. Thank you.
If it costs $125 million to build this plant, who's going to pay for it? Will the cost of that plant be passed on to the users of the electricity?
We will pay for the construction of the plant. The only taxes that the users of the plant will have to pay is the electricity taxes when we build the plant.
Okay, why don't you want to build a cooling tower?
Well, because they cost lots of money, and it would raise the homeowner's bill a lot, and they are impractical. They create fog, and they're destroyed by winters.
Will the heated water have any effect on algae growth?
It only raise, well, it won't have any big effect on the algae growth. It only raise the water heat 1 degree. So the algae won't go big, and sometimes it's already growing. But if you raise it 1 degree, it won't grow bigger anyway.
Thank you. State Industrial Association?
Our organization strongly supports Watson Electric plans for releasing heated water into Serena Lake. Industries around Central City is growing. Industries' need for electricity is increasing too. And when industries expand, they create more jobs and properties. Citizens' Community to Save Serena Lake demands a cooling pond or cooling towers for the new power plant. We don't want Serena Lake to be heated up. You agree with the power company that this demand is too strong. It might hurt the economy of the area. The cooling method will cost too much money. If industries pay more for electricity, consumers will have to pay more for goods. No new industries will move to Central City, and then there may be not enough new jobs. The station will not give of any smoke, dust, or bad smell. The construction of the station will be good for the economy. The construct station will take about 1,000 workers. These workers will earn $20 million. Materials to build the plant will cost $15 to $20 million, and these supplies will be purchased locally. So that means more sales up to $40 million worth of business. After the station is built, the power company will pay taxes for the city. These taxes will be spent to build roads and schools and make other improvements. So I don't know what's so bad about building this new power station, because I really think it will boost the economy a great deal. Recent studies show that Serena Lake is aging unnaturally fast. 20 years ago, you could see down 15 to 20 feet. Today, it's only cleared 10 feet, and these swimming and water skiing dangerous. Otherwise, what I'm trying to say is, in a couple more years, no one will be able to swim, water ski, or fish in this lake. So what's so bad about releasing heated water into a lake that's already dying? Thank you.
Do you personally think that it is wiser to use the lake or build or another type of cooling method, the towers or a cooling pond?
We think the lake flow is the best method. As I take it, if you have to pay for the cooling towers, that will raise the cost of the electricity bill. And as I said, if people have to pay more for electricity, no new companies will come to the area.
Okay, thank you. What will happen to the economy if the plant is not built there?
To build the plant, it will produce more money, not if you do not. The area is already dying. So what's really so bad about it, about releasing heated water into a dying lake?
Majority of the city council?
We are the majority of the city council, and we have worked and lived here all of our lives. We have voted for the direct flow method because it will bring in new jobs and badly needed taxes. The tools and materials for the power plant will be bought here locally, which will cost $15 to $20 million. The local city will get $40 million profit. This will pay badly needed taxes. Many businesses like realtors, builders, building supplies, manufacturers, and landowners will profit handsomely. When the station is built, it will pay taxes to the city, which will be used to build roads and schools and make other improvements. Best of all, the power plant will not give off any smoke, dust, or bad smell. People like the citizens community to save Serena Lake is trying to force Watson, the company, to build cooling ponds or cooling towers. But it will cost about $2.5 million for the cooling pond, but the area is too hilly. For a dry cooling tower, it is $25 million. For a wet cooling tower, it is $10 million. But the wet cooling tower could cause fog and icing in the winter, which could be hazardous. Also, in the winter, they might crack and be destroyed. If Watson is forced to build cooling towers, it will raise the homeowner's bill 50 cents a month and businesses $50 a month. Because of this, small businesses will go out of business. Besides, Serena Lake has had pollution going on for years. Once every month, Watson must clean out the pipes with a strong chemical. This chemical is chlorine. The environmentalists say this chemical hurts the lake. Not true. This strong chemical kills algae that ages up the lake. The environmentalists blame us for the aging up of the lake, but it is not our fault. The use of the lake for recreational needs and city sewage disposal needs, which also is another reason for the aging of the lake. It is unfair to pick on the power station. I think we should give them a fair chance. For once in our history, let's try to get something good that pays local taxes and just doesn't spend tax money. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you know what the chemical is used to the elements?
Yes, chlorine.
What does chlorine do to algae?
It kills it.
How many people will the building of this plant employ?
About 60.
10,000 people live?
They probably have them live around right next to the power plant.
And where would they go after the plant was built?
Well, some of them would be, and some of these workers would be employed for the maintaining of the power plant. Others would probably get other jobs working on power plants.
Thank you. Citizens Committee to Save Serena Lake.
Citizens Committee was formed about a year ago. It has more than 200 members. Sportsmen and conservation groups also plan to join. We know that Central City needs a new power station. We are opposed to the atomic station. We think that it would give off too much heat into the lake. Serena Lake is the first and smallest lake for which an atomic power plant has been built on. The water in the lake hardly moves. At that, it takes about 10 years for a drop of water to travel from one end to the other. People use Serena Lake for recreation, city, and industrial water needs. Also, city sewage disposal. The estimated values of the use are from $6 to $11 million a year. When the water enters the lake, it is at 80 degrees Fahrenheit. At this temperature, the diatoms, which are the fish's favorite food, decrease, and the less favorable blue-green algae increase. This will make the water very green and murky. Also, sport fish begin to die. Fish such as lake trout and brown trout. When they die, the sport fishing business dies also. Increasing water temperature makes aquatic plants and animals grow faster. It speeds up the use of food and the rate of gas exchange in the heartbeating animals. The organisms also grow faster, but they do not live as large or live as long as in cooler water. When the temperature gets too high, plants and animals begin to die off. To stop this from happening, we suggest a cooling tower or the cooling pond should be built. It will cost $2.5 million to have a cooling pond be built, and it will save the lake. You say that cooling towers cost too much and are too ugly. At least they will save the lake from being destroyed. We suggest that a dry cooling tower should be suggested. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you recommend that they should build a cooling tower?
Yes, we do.
What does the cooling tower give off air pollution?
A dry cooling tower will not. Maybe a wet cooling tower will give off fog and cause roads to ice and things like that in the summer, but not in the winter, but not a dry cooling tower.
So you recommend a wet cooling tower?
No, a dry tower.
Is there any value to building the plant beyond the lake and adjacent to the stream where the water moves faster than it does in the lake?
Can you repeat that again, please?
Would there be any benefit to be gained from building the plant beyond the lake and on the stream where the water moves faster? You said that the water in the lake takes a very long time to move.
Yeah, a drop of water takes 10 years to travel from one end of the lake to the other, but it does move faster when it gets to the stream.
So would there be any value then to building the plant there instead of on the lake?
Well, the water would move faster, so the heat wouldn't be as heated.
Wouldn't bother it that
still,
much.
We wouldn't want the stream heated either.
Yes, it might damage the wildlife in the stream.
What will happen when, as I understand it, the blue-green algae as the heat increases, they will die and diatoms will die as the heat increases, and the amount of blue-green algae will rise. What will happen to them then?
Well, as the blue-green algae increase, they will use up more oxygen. And besides them growing, the hotter the water is, the less oxygen it can hold. So eventually, the blue-green algae end up dying off, and they'll end up filling up the lake, and then the lake will end up dying even faster than what it is now.
Thank you. Friends of the Environment?
We are Friends of the Environment, an organization dedicated to preserving the environment and leaving it in better shape than we found it. We are strongly against building a power plant on the lake. We are also against Watson Electric Company adding heat to the lake. If a man continues to add heat to the lake environment, he will destroy himself. Normal lake temperature is 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
but the water released from the power plant would be 80 degrees Fahrenheit. A lot of bad things would happen to the lake at 80 degrees Fahrenheit. First, dive times, the favorite food of fish, would decline, and blue-green algae would multiply. Also, two types of desirable fish, brown trout and lake trout, would die off. Finally, less oxygen would be in the water, which would kill more fish. We say the solution for people is for people to use less electricity. Then a new power plant would not be needed. We say that we should start using solar, wind, and water as alternate sources of energy. Most important of all, the lake should remain untouched as a symbol of the beauty of nature. Thank you.
Thank you. Friends of the environment, do you know if there is any effect if 1 degree is added to the lake?
If 1 degree is added to the lake, it makes it warmer, and the hotter the water is, the less oxygen it can hold. And at a higher temperature, bacteria and fungi decay dead organisms even faster.
I would like to ask this group the same question I asked the last group. Would there be any benefit to building a plant on the stream instead of on the lake?
Yes, there would be a benefit, but animal life would still die, but not as quickly and not as badly. The water temperature would not go up as high as if the water was stagnant.
Are you just against the direct flow method? Would you like it if they used another method besides the direct flow?
We think the only
Would you
solution.
still be against that?
We still think the only solution is people to use less electricity. We do not really approve of cooling ponds or cooling towers. We just, if people use less electricity, a new plant would not be needed, period.
Minority of the city council?
We, the minority of the city council, are not totally against building the power station. We want it to be built here, but not how it is now planned. We consider our duty to protect the lake. We accuse Watson Electric of having its own research conducted to prove that heat pollution will not harm the lake. Otherwise, why would they begin to build a plant before all the data is gathered? Also, if they really wanted impartial research, they would have data collected for more than one place in the lake. We know that if the station is built here, it will pay badly needed taxes. But think about how much it will cost to harm the lake. The pleasures the local people get from swimming, fishing, and boating cannot be measured in dollars and cents. Meaning, if the planned power station is built, the tourist business will die, which is the people living around the lake's main source of income. We think cooling ponds and dry cooling towers is the answer. The additional cost would definitely be worth it. Then again, the land around the lake is hilly, which would make it even difficult to build cooling ponds. Savina Lake is also the smallest lake an atomic power plant has ever been planned. It takes 10 years from one drop of water to travel from one end to the other. Like all lakes, Savina Lake is gradually aging and filling up. But if the heat is put in the lake, Savina Lake will age unnaturally fast. The power station will give off about 50% more heat than a station that uses coal, oil, or gas. Increasing the water temperature makes aquatic plants and animals grow faster. And of course, if it grows faster, it will die faster. Also, the normal growing season for algae and other plants in Savina Lake is from May to November. Warming the lake water will lengthen the growing season, which will speed up the aging process of the lake. The hotter the water is, the less oxygen it can hold. The more bacteria and fungi will decay dead organisms faster. Decay uses up oxygen, then there is even less oxygen in the water for the aquatic animals that need a lot of oxygen. We claim that there is a lot of opposition in Central City to the station. Therefore, we support the public hearing like this one. They give the public a chance to really understand the issue. But we insist that Watson Electric Company must explain its operations to the public. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you know what is the effect of the wet cooling tower?
It will bring fog and ice in the winter, and the fog will the environment.
So if you want a cooling pond or a cooling tower?
Well, we want a cooling tower.
Cooling tower, so you prefer to dry cooling tower?
Yeah, because the cooling ponds, we can't do it in Savina Lake. It would cost a lot of money because it's hilly around the lake. And and they would have to dig up the whole place around it to build it.
Would it, in fact, isn't the dry cleaning tower the most expensive way of cooling the hot water?
Yes, it is, but we care about the lake and we don't want the lake to be damaged. And if they can help the lake, we want them to use it.
Any group wishing to address questions to another group represented here today may now do so. State Industrial Association?
If you wanted the lake to be saved so badly, why don't you have some kind of organization trying to save the lake? Like take one for instance, Save the Bay. If the people in that area really cared about the lake so much, wouldn't they have something like that?
We are that organization to try to save the lake. We do care about the lake, and
Why do you think we formed this organization if we didn't care?
What we're trying to do right now is stop. And if it doesn't work, then that's probably one thing we'll do.
But the fact is,
also drinking water cannot be replaced.
the fact is, you're the only group that's basically in that part that wants the lake to be saved, besides the other ones. Why is there any other funds, like other people coming in to save the lake, directing money from state to state? Why isn't there anything like that?
That's what they do with the power plant at all. What are they doing to save us? What are the power plant? Lakes dying.
Could you please repeat that question?
I just stated that. Why isn't other funds coming into that area? Why are your group the only one? It seems like if the people really cared about the lake, wouldn't they distribute money? Wouldn't they try to save it more?
We are not just one group. We have plenty of groups put together. We do have donations coming in from certain other kinds of groups. Like, so we give them donations, they give us donations. So we are.
We have 200 members. We're most of the state that actually cares about the lake is on our side. And the money that we have in the lake, well, there isn't any way we can donate it to the lake.
What would you do if there wasn't such thing as a power plant? What would you use for electricity?
Alternatives like solar, wind, hydroelectric.
Thank you.
Minority of the City Council?
I'd like to direct the question to Watson. When the algae and dead fish organisms fill up the lake, what will you do with the power plant?
Could you repeat that, please?
When the algae and dead fish organisms when they fill up the lake, what will you do with the power station?
Well, if this type of problem is happening with filling up the little lake, we'll wait for you to prove that it's our fault that the dead fish and algae is.
Friends of the environment.
I'd like to direct a question to the majority of the city council. Members of the city council, why can't you spend just a little bit of money on your bills each month for the pond? I mean, you already spent money on your children, grandchildren, and other relatives. Why don't you buy them a clean environment for 2 cents every month?
We believe that without underbreeding, that won't break the lake at all. So we don't
waste. It'll go to the community, the federal thing.
And where are these materials to purchase?
We can't do anything as a group. We're trying to convince the state health board to, give out the subs, give out some money to clean out the sewage.
No, but you're accusing us of adding heat to it. And you're trying to save it, so why have the people of Central City to stop using it as disposal?
Well, when their garbage, it gets dumped. It's the city who obviously puts it in the lake. They're in charge of that. Well, we don't just we're environmentalists, we don't just go and throw garbage into the lake.
Well, if you want us to build a cooling pond, then why don't you dig a dump to put your garbage in?
Instead of using it as lashes and cleaning the waste of the disposal.
Yes, the Industrial Association. I would like to direct this question to the Friends of the Environment. Researchers found that heating the lake seems to not affect it one bit. So why do you keep insisting that we're hurting your lake or killing the environment?
Well, maybe when you elected, you were from your coal plant, your coal burning plant anyway. Anyway, your proposed plant will use 4 times as much cooling water, so we think it will definitely have an effect.
I would like to get questions about some extra company. What will you do with your old coal burning plant if you make the new nuclear power plant? We shut it down. We shut the power plant down and build a new nuclear power plant.
We shut it down because there would be another power plant, a better one on the lake. Thank you.
Minority City Council?
Majority of the city. You are concerned with the purity of the lake. Have you heard the problems? Do you know that the water
No, it should not affect the aquatic, it should not affect the aquatic community one bit. If we are allowed to dump heated water into the lake, it will raise the water temperature 1 degree. This will have no effect on the aquatic community.
But our research shows that in the aquatic community very much because it seems very much.
Your research says it raises part of the community, but what does your research say? How many degrees will it raise? How many degrees will it raise the lake temperature?
Mr. Cabral?
Yes, the majority of the city council keeps using this figure that it's going to raise the temperature of the lake 1 degree. And yet, the data that I was provided with seems to refute that. Where did you get the 1 degree from?
Well, we've had research done by good scientists, and these scientists tell us it will only raise it 1 degree.
Is that 1 degree per year or 1 degree forever?
1 degree forever.
Watson Electric?
I'd like to direct a question to Friends of the Environment. If you're concerned with the environment, you should let us build the plant. Because if you don't, the coal burning plant, which causes acid rain, will keep on causing acid rain. Or are you not concerned with the problem of acid rain?
Well, we say that the solution is for people to use less electricity, and if they use less electricity, you won't have to construct a new plant.
No, but then we'd have to keep the coal burning plant, which causes the acid rain.
We don't like the coal burning plant either. We want to get rid of the nuclear power plant. Then we'll try to get rid of the coal burning plant. We propose that people should use hydroelectric electric,
Solar and wind.
solar, wind?
Don't use electricity. Economic progress and technology for the future will not happen because we'll fall behind in our scientific studies. Is that true? If we stop using more electricity, then we would not advance in scientific studies and economic progress and in technology, and our country would fall behind all others. So we would be left in the Stone Age. Would you like to be Neanderthal or electric knives,
Electric scissors, electric lawnmowers, electric everything.
This stuff is needed. These appliances are needed because these appliances are needed to make your life easier. And if we did not use so many of these things, then we still would.
Plus, we're not the people who make you use it. You go out and you buy it yourself. We don't force you to buy it.
Why do you need an electric toothbrush or electric knife?
You don't buy it. We don't buy it.
Well then why do you need to use those objects? So if you stop using those objects, you use less electricity.
We're not making you buy it.
We respond to consumer demand. And if you need an electric toothbrush to brush your teeth faster because you have to go someplace,
Citizens Committee, Cicely Lake. I'm actually directing this question to Watson Electric Company. You're sure that nuclear power plants are absolutely safe, aren't you?
Yes.
Yes. Then how is the design of this new nuclear power plant any different than that of the Chernobyl plant or the one at the Blue Mountain Island?
Because in Russia, we design plants differently. They don't have the lead containment so that if any radiation was released, then the lead containment would keep it. And in Russia, they didn't have that. So we're safer.
But the Blue Mountain Island plant had basically the same design, and it almost melted, and it almost had a complete meltdown.
But it did not. Nothing. Was anyone affected by it or the environment in any way?
Well, some radiation was released.
But did it affect anyone?
Affected by the radiation. The Chernobyl plant was, the radiation escaped from the Chernobyl plant and all
Continue? But they have a concrete design. Yeah, which would contain the radiation if everything else.
How are you sure if a nuclear core that melt down, how are you sure that the concrete shell will even from going with, how are you sure that the nuclear core won't go right through it?
Well, it wouldn't, because the containment, we have lead containment. If anything would happen, they'd drop down and stop all the radiation and the power plant would just shut down. Plus, in Chernobyl, the reason all the radiation was released is because the graphite started to burn, and let the radiation escape.
Well, it wouldn't be really much better if this one had it, because water turns to steam at 212 degrees Fahrenheit, and I don't think that'd cool down the core very much.
But it would just shut off. It would shut off, so it wouldn't do anything. It wouldn't have.
The control rods may stop the reaction, but would stop the heat? No.
Yeah.
But it would never get out to the environment. It's close ceiling.
How the Chernobyl plant?
Because it's got to get a design.
Excuse me, we're getting off the course of what this debate is being held for. If you would like to continue your question, this is the debate about whether Watson Electric is using the direct flow method, not about the Chernobyl plant and how safe the power plant is. If we do not allow you to use the direct flow method, what method would you use?
We'll take our business elsewhere.
We'll take our business elsewhere. If you already had the power plant in Smear Lake, you move that over to Smear Lake.
No,
Shut it down. Shut it down. Did you already do this?
No, we're not.
Okay. You have to follow the state district to have the same how does the members of ECHO intend to heat and light the room? What did you say? How do the members of ECHO intend to heat and light their homes? About the power plant. Yes. How will ECHO intend to heat and light their homes without this power plant?
We want someone who can call our electricity and we got your places but you also do not need electricity to heat your home. You need gas or coal.
Not coal. Not coal. It's not coal. That's what it's necessary.
Who's going to pay for it?
You're going to pay for it. We are. But we're going to be saving the environment. We can turn out more It may be more expensive, but we're still saving the environment.
We can tear that down.
But what are you basically trying to do? Run away everybody from the place? You don't want more people to come in? That would just be making people pay
More
more
people
money.
come in, there's more pollution. We don't want pollution, so we don't want people coming in.
What about the jobs? What about them? How can business be used with less electricity? They're trying to tell the business to use less electricity.
If you need jobs to be created, you have many people come into your city. Well, and the people who are already there already have jobs.
Then our businesses leave because this will be eliminating jobs. You're going to have poor people. How are they going to have fun when they're poor without the money? No food.
Tourists will come to Lake Esteem. And also the poor people, if they build a plant, the lake will be damaged, and the poor people will not have any will have no access to like swimming and fishing.
They have no I believe you made your point. We have other people who are like that. So this, Menard to the city council.
I'd like to ask a question actually. Diet main chief fish. As the water or as water temperature increases in time, what happens to diet? There decreases and eventually we'll get the air and all this. Some consequences, at 8 degrees to consequences out of the fish, when the lake tries to burn that, we got it on. We're going to get better about that.
The smaller fish and the smaller aquatic animals eat the diatoms, and the larger fish eat the small fish and eat aquatic animals.
And the whole food chain, food web is
Thank you. Watson Electric Company.
I'd like to direct this question to Citizens Committee of Safe Street and Lake. You say the heated water will make it unfit for drinking. Do you know at what degree it is unfit for drinking?
No.
Thank you. I say it says
Also the savings.
Well, do you think the overall temperature of the lake will rise 25 degrees to kill the lake?
Well, I'd say I doubt it, but the heat water is constantly coming out, and the
little bit just off and it could eventually rise at top.
But the farther away it gets from the plant, the more it cools off.
Yeah,
And
the water's
Not
the water's
stagnant.
The water loses its heat.
It cannot be windy if water's constantly being added to it, hot water.
but the farther away it just moves and the heat cools it off.
Yes, but it does, the heat will be concentrated in one area. And it'll be, there's one area right outside the plant that'll be 80 degrees and no fish can survive there.
But no fish will go there.
No fish
And
will
it-
fight.
and it'll be-
Fish have sense.
Yeah. If you have a fire right next to you and you get hot, you would move away, wouldn't you?
Chris ain't as smart as we are.
One person at a time, please.
The fish would still move, wouldn't they? They won't just stay there and let themselves
What
die.
happens if they don't, they keep spreading until there isn't any place for them to move anymore?
I don't think it would do that.
Yes, it will. Have you ever keep raising and raising? It will never stop getting cooler?
In the winter, the water freezes and it turns to ice. So that cools it down, so why would the temperature go up?
Hot water's still coming up though.
But it was,
They add hot water.
Water is stagnant. It hardly moves. But when it drops, it takes 10 years. So how can it move? The hot water is kept adding to it. It just makes it hotter and hotter.
Because you're constantly adding heat to the lake.
let's say it didn't move. When the winter, it would just freeze over again. And hot water would still be coming out, but it would be cooled off by the ice and frozen water.
It can't.
What happens next spring?
Still coming in.
The water will come in, the hot water will come in and the lake will start heating up again.
So, excuse me, Watson, you made your point, you have to continue with other groups. Citizens Committee 6, Serena Lake.
I'd like to direct the question to Watson Lettrick. Abstain. How do we know that your research is correct? I mean, you only took your data from one part of the lake. How do we know that you are not playing your research is under the table to lie?
If you're so concerned about the lake, why don't you take research on it?
We have done. Our own scientists have done research on the lake. Your scientists only took degree temperatures from the hot water coming out of the coal burning plant.
That's not true.
Have you done any research to tell that our research is not?
We've done research from all parts of the lake that tells that the water is raised more than 1 degree. In fact, it's probably raised almost as much as 10 degrees.
Well, if it's raised 5 degrees, there's still no obvious change in the water quality for
That
organisms
5 degrees can make algae grow.
or organisms living in it.
And that 5 degrees can kill organisms
All right.
too.
No 75 degrees, no obvious change in water quality or organisms living in it.
But your new nuclear plant will take 4 times as much water. And if you said the coal burning plant gives off 5 degrees of water, then the
nuclear power plant could probably give off like 20 or
We
something.
didn't say, we wasn't, our coal burning plant, we didn't say it would go any percent more. When we said it would make more acid rain, and you're not concerned about, are you concerned about the acid rain? Yes, we are.
But acid rain is not more
That's why they're making a nuclear power plant, because it's much safer and cleaner. It's like
But acid rain doesn't come directly into the lake as much as hot water does. It doesn't rain every day or every week or anything.
When it does rain, it affects lakes all over the region.
Instead of just one lake, it's the whole environment.
Can we just continue? This is the last question. Majority of the city council.
I'd like to direct a question to a minority of the city council. You say that the current business will die. What proof do you have of that? No, I said, you say that if we are allowed to dump hot water into the lake, you say the tourist business will die. What proof do you have of that?
How can you want to murky water?
The hot water will not turn the water murky.
Well, if you heat the water up, that makes algae, well, it lengthens the growing season for algae and other bacteria like that. So when your water's clean, it'll make it dangerous. Well, how can I go to like that? You make us look at those things now. Excuse me. As I stated in my speech, the lake is already dying. It's already dangerous for people to be swimming in it. But it's already dangerous, isn't it? No. Tell me right now, the extent of the danger is growing more and more and more.
Excuse me. This question began with majority against minority. That question is ended. I now have time for one more, and I must call on Watson Electric Company.
I'd like to direct this question to President Biden. Do you know what effect building cooling pods cost?
We didn't say we wanted cooling pods, did we?
Yep, but
Yes.
they
No, we didn't. We said we wanted people to use less electricity and also sources of energy. You said that.
You said
we want.
You're supposed to direct that, you're better off directing that question to me.
Well, anyway, it could cause mudslides and main stability. No, we didn't say we wanted cooling ponds. That's our whole team. And please have water. Continue. Is there any work from Watson Electric to finish that first question?
We would like to readdress it to citizens.
I'm sorry, our time is up. We will now go around for the closing speeches. Watson Electric Company. Please, may I ask order? Proceed.
We at Watson Electric Company think you, the State Health Board, should consider the facts we have presented to you today. After you have reviewed all the evidence, we think you will find that we should be permitted to use the direct flow method because it is the cheapest and easiest way of leasing heated water. Thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, the State Health Board will now recess and return with their answer and the reason for it.
I'd like to call this meeting back to order. Before we render our decision, I'd like to thank
All the groups represented here today for helping us make our decision. It is the decision of the State Health Board of Central City that it will allow Watson Electric to build a plant which uses the direct flow method on Serena Lake. This decision was reached because of the following reasons. Number one, the amount of electricity required over the next few decades will unquestionably rise. Two, according to the data received here, the direct flow method will be the cheapest and easiest to build. Number three, the expected increase in water temperature will not be harmful to the quality of the water. Number four, if the quality of the water is not harmed, the recreational uses of the lake can still be maintained. We would like to note the Citizens Committee to Save Serena Lake's concern. Once a lake is dead, there's no repairing it. It cannot be fixed. It is dead until it's just dried up.
Let us hope we've made the right decision. On behalf of Mr. Capral, Antonio, and myself, we'd like to thank you all for being here. This meeting is adjourned.